Hey guys, another video for our nature and environment in Japan playlist. So, we had these two child seats that we looked after quite well and they were in pretty good condition. So our thinking is when we have something like that, the most environmentally friendly and money friendly solution is to take them to second-hand shops and sell them, because then we get a little bit of money and the things get reused, which is like the ultimate recycling, isn't it? So we took them to a couple of second-hand shops. They said they couldn't buy them because of safety concerns, right? So then we took it to the local community centre where you can donate things, and they sell at a sort of a market thing to people who need it. And we thought that maybe a couple of families would appreciate a couple of cheap child seats. So we're going to donate them to the community centre, and they said they couldn't take them because of safety concerns. So it just seems to be a standard sort of thing that child seats, if they've been used, they're not safe anymore. So no one wanted them, basically. So the next environmentally friendly solution is to strip it down and separate the plastic and the metal. So as some of you guys know, in Japan there's many categories of rubbish and different types of metals and different types of plastics and all different types of things. So unskilled garbage man stripping down the child seats and separating the metal from the plastic. Some stuff in there we can actually use ourselves. That's another thing we think is environmentally friendly and smart, is some bolts and nuts. And there was a couple of hooks for some reason in that chair that would make good hooks for the wall. So a couple of things like that get kept and we'll reuse them later. And the rest of it just gets stripped down. The metal we can take for the metal recycling. We actually thought at some stage in the past when we were doing some recycling, because we've done a lot of it, some of you will remember there was 10 metric ton of stuff in the old farmhouse when we moved in. So we spent a lot of time stripping things down and taking it to recyclers, and we thought one of the recycling centres, one of the companies, had actually given us money for plastic at some stage in the past, this sort of plastic. But as you'll see later, we were mistaken. So, yeah, this is a bit tricky. This is actually the second one. I actually decided after stripping the second one to show you the first one, to show you the second one, because it was but the second one was more difficult. But anyway, we got it. These jobs always look much easier when they're speeded up 12 times and edited. Oh, yeah, so this trike too. This trike we actually got second hand. It was given to us by a family friend, and we've had two kids use that trike, so it's had a great life. Unfortunately, though, the plastic is breaking down and sort of cracking and breaking and falling apart. The plastic that's on the wheels there and the seat. And where the pedals go through that wheel there, I've repaired that 2 or 3 times, and just it's not repairable anymore. So there's not much we could do with it. The plastic's all finished, and so that had to be stripped down too. Sadly, there's a couple of sad people saw that being done. Bit of nostalgia happening there. But again, who knows how many kids used that trike before it came into our house, and then 2 kids used it there extensively. And it's only because it's actually the plastic's all breaking down that we decided to recycle it. So we're trying and leave the smallest environmental footprint we can. Oh, here's the bits we've kept because we might be able to use them. So not all of them, by the way. We've just added them, some of the bits we've thrown in there. So this is the end result. So we've got plastic. Oh, there's a light fitting there. Some of you might remember we had to put a new light in a bedroom. So that's the old light cover. There's the metal there in the green box, and all the rest is plastic. Okay, so done the right thing there. Oh, and then after shooting that video, realised that light fitting actually had metal all the way around it. So you can take it, incidentally, you can take things just as they are, like the bike and the car seats, and take them to the recyclers, but they won't give you much for them because then they have to strip them down. So, or you take it to the city rubbish centre and it all just gets burnt, which is terrible. So this is the best way. If you've got the tools and the time, this is the right thing to do. So there's the metal, there's the plastic, and then off we go to the recycling centre. So we were pretty convinced we'd get some money for the plastic as well. But what we got was the famous cross arm thing. We've explained the cross arm thing before. They cross their arms and go no, 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 or dame, or dekinai, or idanai, or something that basically means they don't want it. They don't want the plastic. So they took the metal and gave us 770 yen for the plastic, for the metal, which, you know, that's good. And you know, if they've paid you 770 yen, that they're going to make sure it gets used and recycled, right? They're not going to throw it away. So that's sort of the best you can do there. So here's the second recycling place, about 25 minutes away. Because we're trying to remember which one paid us for plastic. So we drove in here with the car now loaded just with plastic and said, do you guys take plastic? Oh, no, 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 cross arms. So another 25-minute drive, right, into this other recycling place. This is the third one. And drove in there and said, do you guys take plastic? No, no, no. So we must have been mistaken. We were convinced we'd got paid some money for some hard plastic. But they're the three recycling places within driving distance, and none of them take plastic. Unless one of them used to and now they don't. That's possible. That is possible, because that was 12 years ago that we emptied the old farmhouse. So now we're going to the City Clean Centre, they call it, where you've got to pay to dump your rubbish, and haven't been there for a while. Big sign on the fence. It's closed permanently. They shut it down. And that was a 30-minute drive from the last place, right? So we'd spent about what's that add up to? A couple of hours driving around. So yeah, that place is permanently closed. We didn't know that. So that was the furthest drive, actually. That was pretty far. That was right out in the countryside. I was like, oh, what? So recognise this place? The place you got to do the U-turn, remember? Got to come up here and do a U-turn and then come back. Now this place, the paper says that they take metal and plastic and PET bottles and newspaper and cardboard, and we drove in here, hopped out, opened the back door of the car. They went, oh no, we don't take that plastic. No, 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 cross arms. Right. So now we've been to 3 companies. We've been to the City Clean Centre, which is shut down, and now we've been to the City Recycling Centre, which is supposed to be free. And they've said, no, no, you've got to take that to the new rubbish place, and you've got to pay by the kilo to have it burnt, right? Burn the plastic. How bad's that for the environment? So these pink plastic bags we buy from the city to put our rubbish in, and they're about 50 cents a bag. So rather than drive an hour each way to the city clean centre, the new City Clean Centre, to have this stuff burnt, it's better, makes more sense just to cut it up and put it in the plastic bags and then dump it with our other rubbish twice a week, which is just terrible, the thought of that plastic being burnt. So obviously that kind of plastic must not be able to be recycled, or it's not economical to recycle it or something, because no one's interested. But we certainly tried, didn't we? We certainly tried our best. So this was the best solution we could come up with. This is all we're left with, really. I mean, the ultimate would have been to be able to, that stuff to be reused by other people, but that wasn't going to happen. Then we would like to have seen it recycled. That wasn't going to happen. And so now we're just left with doing this, and then they'll burn it, which is terrible, really. But, you know, in other ways, Japan is good at recycling, and they do have some good systems in place and things like that, but there are some holes in the system, obviously, as you can see. A bit of a shame. So it was a lot of work, all that faffing and cutting and all the rest of that nonsense, about 4 hours just to get rid of a bit of rubbish. It's Japan. Anyway, there was that. More videos coming soon.